Okay. The new men's physique classes, 6 in total, 4 height, 1 junior, 1 senior, and 6 bikini height classes. What happened to bodybuilding? I mean, I've nothing against men's physique. Not my cup of tea, if I'm honest, but that is just my opinion. But, you know, I've seen some decent physiques. Bikini, I can't stand. I'm sorry, girls. To me, it's just a lot of tits and ass. It's a lot of bollocks and shouldn't stand on a bodybuilding stage. It's just nigh on porn, really, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I've never judged it. Just completely and totally disagree with it. But that is just my personal opinion. Now, so as far as as far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't be there, end up. But the men's physique, I mean, I know why these two classes are there. They make money. But if they're going to try and run these classes in a regular show, it's going to ruin it. Shows are too long as they are. How the hell are they going to fit an extra, basically 10 classes in, 8 classes in? It's ludicrous. If they run as separate shows, then okay, fair enough. But to be honest, I think they should have their own complete separate fed or separate division. It's just watering down what bodybuilding is. I know there's a great financial drive for this, but what about the bodybuilders that stuck loyal to the feds year in, year out? Now they've hooked on something that makes them money. So what's that? Stuff everybody else, we're just going to concentrate on these that make us money. The other thing as well, and I'm not sure if this is involved within it or not, I know Weeder had a couple of attempts to get bodybuilding on the Olympics, and obviously drugs was the big issue and always will be and always has been. I don't know if pushing these classes forward is an attempt to make it more appealing for that, or if it's just to make it more appealing for the general public, or if it is just generally financial. UK BFF have always been paranoid about drug use, always been paranoid about associated with drug use, which I think is pathetic. It goes on. Why deny it? Why hide from it? Just be sensible with the handling of the subject. But this harsh, blank deny it doesn't happen. We have nothing to do with it. It's pathetic. I mean, they refused to deal with the forum because it had testosterone in its title. How ridiculous is that? And all this forum wanted to do was do coverage of the shows. They were willing to pay for the privilege. It's just a joke. I don't know. I mean, I'm a bit gobsmacked by it all. It just seems to me like, well, I think NABA are going to get very busy with real bodybuilders, let's put it that way. You know, I mean, they're getting more, right, these classes are popular. The reason these classes are popular, and the cold hard truth of it, in my opinion, is because they're easy, or they're easier. You know, these are classes for people that can't hack creating the physiques to fit the other classes. So that's why they're popular. So what? We're now rewarding guys that make less effort. People that don't do as much as the bigger guys or the leaner guys do. You know, it's just a joke. They drop women's bodybuild, or they hardly support it because it's not very popular. Well, what about drumming up popularity for it instead of putting all your money behind a lot of bimbos? Anyway, the other element, classic bodybuilding, will now be known as Olympic bodybuilding. Why? What frigging difference does it make? My understanding with classic, when it first came out, was to give a class that was more marketable to the public and, to a point, was going to be regarded as drug-free. My understanding was that it was to be judged along the lines of Frank Zane being the ideal physique. They weren't to be super shredded. and it was more about tapers and structure and that sort of thing. This never happened. Judges were never given clear instruction, and so it ended up being a weight-limited bodybuilding class and judged as. So physiques have got leaner and harder in order to maximise the muscle they can carry within their weight limits. So to me, the class failed to be what it set out to be. So I'm not sure if this move to change it to Olympic bodybuilding is because they want to bring something softer underneath, or if it's just a stupid marketing ploy, but to me it's just a joke. It makes no sense. I don't see the reasoning behind it. Why change the name? What was wrong with what it was? Yeah, they didn't look like classic bodybuilders, they didn't look like Frank Zane, so maybe that's it. Well, wouldn't it have been better to actually set the class up correctly in the first place and have the correct judging criteria in the first place? And I mean, you can't blame judges when they're not told what they're supposed to be looking for. You know, I've never, all the time I was judging, obviously I don't now, and I'm not very popular with the UKBF anymore. I never really received any instruction on how to judge or what a class was supposed to be like. I had to go out and seek that for myself. Never received any formal instruction or training about how to deal with certain classes, even new classes. I was just left there to deal with it. So no wonder these classes suffer from lack of direction. You know, I don't want to take away from the athletes that compete in men's physique. Sorry, I have no time for bikini, if I hadn't already mentioned that. But at the end of the day, it's an easier class than the bigger classes. You don't even need to train legs, for fuck's sake. Yet they're getting rewarded with more show time, more classes. It's ridiculous. You know, UKBFF go, oh, we're growing with the biggest fed ever, with this, with that, with the other. Well, I think if you looked at the numbers, bulk of their growth, not all, I'm sure there is some genuine growth, has come from these two crappy classes that are easy to compete in and therefore attract big numbers. So really the bodybuilding side of it isn't growing that much at all. It's been fluffed out by these halfway classes. To me, it's just daft. If you want to celebrate or you want to push that side of things, then start a purely fitness fed, because that's what it is. And leave the bodybuilding to the bodybuilders, instead of watering down what are already long-ass shows, and to be quite honest, bloody boring at that. Anyway, enough from me. Bye for now.